All right, guys, we are back, and if I sound tired, I am. Didn't get a lot of rest last night, so we're working on some things, trying to get it back together. But yeah, our next guest is somebody I found on TikTok. Popped in my live, and just a friendly dude, and just got to know him, and doing some things behind the scenes together, and just being friends. So that's always a plus. And just appreciate his positivity and everything. And he's just a really good guy. So, anyway, buddies, you want to tell us your name, a little bit about yourself?
Um, well, yeah, my name is Edgar. First of all, how you doing? Um, Everyone who's ever listening, I hope everyone's doing good. But my name is Edgar Lopez, Eddie, I guess you could call it, not my nickname. I go by Eddie Brock on TikTok, but I'm just, I guess, nothing, not much special about me. I'm just a 34-year-old father, at the moment single father. So yeah, I have a 15-year-old and I guess two other kids, furry ones, little 15-year-old Chihuahua that thinks runs the whole household. Her name's Mia,
Yeah.
and then a little doggo, a puppy, a huge puppy, a Dogo Argentino. I don't know if you ever heard of those dogs. They're
Yeah.
really cool. And then I do remodeling. Um, I'm a force introduction mechanic. I do a little bit of everything, basically. So the only difference about me is that, I lost my arm when I was 13. So yeah, I think that's the only thing that's makes me a little bit different than other people.
Yeah. No, I got you.
And yeah,
What can you tell us like how what all happened as far as you losing your arm goes?
so it's a pretty crazy story. Well, not really. I mean, it is, but it isn't. So when I was 13, um, I was visiting. I live in Nebraska, and well, the funny story is that right before that happened, I was a really troubled kid, really really troubled. I was bad. So right before this happened, I had just gone to the U.S. Like I was 13, freshly shipped out of a military asylum, which I ended up because I basically got jumped by five kids my age, some older, and I had a concussion, I guess, and my mom thought I was on drugs. So yeah, she put me in a military asylum, in which I was stuck for a year, and yeah, basically that was the first day of the rest of my life because it changed my life forever that day. Then that's another story. I mean, I guess I could talk about that one. That's a crazy story by itself. I was there for a year. It was not like here, over there. First of all, it was in Mexico. So over there, there's no rules. Basically, the government owns you when you're in one of those programs. And whenever you're deemed like rehabilitated, then you could go back into, I guess, normal schools. You're basically live there. You're the government's property until they say that you're good enough to live amongst other people. But anyway, that was a horrible experience. Till this day, I mean, I was 13 and I still have scars to this day from that experience. And then, yeah, fast forward to 13, a year later, I got here. My mom basically ships me off. We come here thinking that life is going to change, that it's going to be better, which it did, obviously, like right off the bat. Besides a little bullying, and I mean, we could get into that. That's another story. But yeah, I got bullied. Well, obviously, I had two arms still. And then, so my mom brings me to the U.S. thinking that she's going to, I guess, save my life, take me away from the life that I was living because I was bad. I was fighting like over there you have to defend yourself. You either have to like act tough and be tough or you get picked on. And yeah, and we're not talking about cyberbullying and you
Right.
actually get picked on like, physically. You get me? Like,
Right. Right. Yeah.
I got shot with a BB gun in my eye, dude. Like it didn't go in my I don't know, the little skin in your eye stopped it. But to this day I have a scar, and that was just some freaking teenagers that were just messing with the little kids for the fuck of it. Oh, can I curse? I
Yeah,
can,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Hopefully.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, and then whatever. So my mom who think we made it, right? We come here, we're good, and then I guess she was dating this dude who was completely unimportant because he was not a good person, you know. So we're just not even saying his name or anything. And then this guy, yeah, he was a welder, I guess. He was welding that day, and we're in Nebraska, so it snows a lot. And I need the other headphones, Andrew, the big ones, because these are dead. And then, and then, if you want to get the bikes ready, please, that'd be great. Sorry, and sorry. And then, yeah, so we make it here, and then he was welding that day, in a snowy day, and there was the welder was being powered by a generator shaft, a PTO. You know what that is, right?
PTO.
Like yeah, I think that's a correct term, PTO, which is a bar, like a big, huge bar metal that's being powered by a tractor.
Okay.
And then, so it is funny because since I'm Hispanic and obviously I look Hispanic, and you could probably hear my accent, everyone thinks right away like, oh, well, what happened? How'd you lose it in Mexico? Was it a farm accident? And I hate to fucking admit it, but it was a farm accident. It was just not in Mexico. It was in Papillion, Nebraska.
Okay.
So like, yeah, which is funny. You get me? Because people,
Yeah.
people stereotype, especially if you're Hispanic.
Right. Right.
And then they either think I was born with it, or a lot of people think since the way I act. Well, obviously I do have a military background, so whenever I'm outside or everything, especially around my kid, we kind of carry myself like that. So everybody thinks, oh, like I was in the military, you know.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't in the military here, but still, like that asylum. I mean, we ran six. It was the same thing, dude. Like boot camp is like a walk in the park. It's like a vacation compared to that place. Like I'm telling you, it was pain. And even if you didn't do anything, even if you actually did everything right, you still got hit if the guy in your group didn't do everything correctly right. So if you stayed up all night doing your homework, right, fucking shaking because you don't want to get your ass beat the next day, then guess what? You still got your ass beat because the guy in your group didn't finish his homework. You know, like
Right.
shit like that. And that was just school, the school part. But anyway, so I was talking. So we're on a snowy day, PTO, big bar being generating power for a big welder because they're he's welding those huge doors that hold the cattle and stuff.
Right.
And not the stuff, but the cattle. And then, yeah, he asked me for some welding sticks. You know what I'm talking about? Those sticks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what they're called.
I know
And
what you
then
mean.
I had long gloves. Obviously, it was cold. It gets really cold here. And I turn around, like basically I turned around and I used to feel like it was quick. Like it grabbed my, I guess it wasn't protected correctly. And it cut my glove because I had long gloves, you know. I had loose gloves. They were just like, I don't even know what kind of gloves, those leather ones, but they were like somewhat insulated in the inside. And then basically, as I turned, I just felt getting pulled, and it was like a quick one of those superhuman moments. Like it was a split second thing where the minute, like it was, you know, those things when that happens. There's a lot of videos of people like in Japan or those countries, or you know, third world countries where there's not a lot of like protection on, especially on machinery like that. Like that kind of stuff doesn't happen here because they don't even have those things. Like they'll put like protection around it here.
Right.
But anyway, those accidents, it'll take your whole body and it'll just make you mush. You know, it'll just break every bone in your body. You'll just start like getting splattered everywhere.
Right.
And then, so basically that's where I was headed. And then, I pulled. It was like I said, like superhuman moment or whatever, his strength, you know, like when moms are about to, like, their kids are in danger.
Yeah.
And then, I pulled and it ripped and I pulled so hard that when it ripped, I hit my head as well. So I still have a scar from that. And the reason I'm mentioning my head wound was because it's crazy. It was a miracle, man. It was literally a proof of God. And my first one, I could probably say that should have been obviously it changed my life forever. But I think that's the first time where God actually protected me. Actually, that time, that story with those kids jumped me. that was probably one of the first ones where he saved my life. But to this day, I think that's why I have ADHD. I mean, I'm not. Don't quote me on this, but I might be wrong. But I think some people develop ADHD and those kind of, I mean, mental diseases or whatever you want to call them, or illnesses. Hopefully, I'm not saying it correctly, because you get hit in the head, right? Or and I did, because ever since then, like I'm telling you, dude, it changed me forever, dude. And but anyway, sorry, I got
Well, some have
distracted.
traumatic brain
ADHD.
injuries, so that really does alter the course of their body. I've know a few that they hit their head so hard that it, causes paralysis and other things throughout their body.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it could. Well, that's what I'm telling you. Ever since then, I was never the same. I thought it was a traumatic experience too, but now as I grow, as I learn things, I'm pretty sure. And to this day, dude, I have the bump in my head. I never went away, because I didn't even go to the doctor. And my mom, she really thought I was doing drugs. Because the next day, I was like throwing up on the way to the when I was being shipped to the place. I was crying, throwing up, dude. And I went blind that night. Like I literally went blind. But since you're like what 12 years old, you don't know what's going on.
Right.
You get me? You don't know that you're blind because you got hit in the head. Plus, I wasn't going to tell my mom that. Well, I'm not going to go into details because I don't know if you're going to put this in. Like, it's a pretty crazy story, dude. Like, what do you call it? I would say like dramatic, pretty, almost like, what do you call it? Gory story. So I don't even know if it's gonna. I don't want to get it blocked or anything. You get me? It's bad.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Well, it was pretty bad, dude. Like to this day, I don't know. Like we were fighting and like three of those dudes like we were fighting fair. Like we were sponging because I knew how to fight, dude. And I was like known to be like the kid that just. Well, I'm telling you, you really have to defend yourself. You have to be the toughest dude to be left alone. And I wasn't trying to be the toughest, but I just got into so many fights because I was an only child. You get me? All those dudes always had cousins, brothers. I was the only, like I've always been an only child that always been alone. So anyway, I get distracted with my story. Sorry, dude.
You're good.
But yeah, let's go back to the. That's a story on its own. We'll talk about it some other time. Anyway, it was crazy, dude. Like I almost died that night, and those kids, two of those dudes got hurt with the same rock that they hit me with on my head because they hit me with a huge rock. It barely fit in my hand, and they got hit with the same rock. You get what I mean? I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
And to this day, like, yeah, and I almost got stabbed by the older. But it was a crazy story, dude. But anyway, fast forward to so yeah, I was in that snowy day, and then as I pulled. Oh yeah, we're talking about God and how He saved my life in the past. That's how I got into that. But anyway, so yeah, I pulled. It ripped off. The muscles got pulled, stretched to the point where they couldn't be like reattached. That's how hard that pull was. If it wasn't for that, it would have like just taken me completely and just wrapped me around the shaft and just broken me.
Right.
Or broke me. So that happened and it hit my head, and then. So yeah, I'm like in shock. Like then I scream, obviously, and then my stepdad fucking realizes that I don't remember. I actually do remember. I remember his face. I do. I never really think about it, to be honest, and nobody really asks me those things, and you didn't even ask. But I'm just. I guess that's the whole point of a podcast.
Yeah.
No, that's the whole point of a podcast, right?
Yeah.
I guess he's. Yeah, and then so yeah, I remember. The first thing I remember was seeing his face, and he ran like it was like a look of freaking horror, Like you can't fake those. And then, yeah, like he ran, turned it off. I was just like sitting there, and then I looked down and I started freaking bleeding a shitload from my head, like pouring, not a shitload, but compare. And then I looked to my left, and it's just like my arm's gone, like it's just gone, and I was obviously in shock automatically. So I didn't realize it. I was just in shock. So anyway, he picked me up. What happened on that? He picked me up. I actually grabbed my arm, and he said, "Let's go." We got in the car. We drove to the hospital. But the crazy part was that when I was bleeding, I looked on my arm, and I didn't shed a single drop of blood from my arm. like not a single shed. I mean, not a single drop of blood, dude.
Wow.
Sorry, I need to get some water. And that was the crazy part. The blood that was on the floor was from my head, and then whatever. I guess I stopped bleeding because, well, obviously, if you, I don't know if you know this, but if you have a wound or something, if you can, as long as you put it above your heart, it'll stop bleeding. I don't know if you ever heard of that. So, like, if you get a really deep wound in the palm of your hand, you you put it above your head, above your heart, and it'll stop like bleeding, like a lot. I guess. Obviously, if you disrupt the artery, then yeah, you're gonna bleed out. But yeah. Anyway,
Right, right.
again, I have ADHD and I don't take medication, so
It's
my
okay,
story's gonna
man.
be crazy.
I
It's gonna go
gotcha.
all over.
I appreciate you
But
talking to
anyway,
me
let's
about
go
it.
back.
So you're good.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't told a lot of people this story. I don't even think I've even told my son. He's never asked me. Oh shoot, dude! I don't even think my son's ever heard this story. Anyway, but yeah, and then so yeah, I was bleeding from my head. We got up. The bleeding stopped. I noticed that no more bleeding once I got to the car, but it makes sense because the wound was above my heart and it wasn't too bad. And then as I were in, I remember one of the memories that I do have. It was a core memory, I guess that's what you call them. They I was like playing with my arm, dude, with my hand. It was like I was carrying it in my lap, and I was like I was like in shock. So I was like just bare, like I was floating. Do you get it? I'm pretty sure you experienced something alike, or maybe not. But it was weird, dude. It was like I was there, but I wasn't. And then I was like, man, that's crazy. Like that, and then I could see my muscles and everything. It was tore. You get me? So I was like looking at it, and I was like, whoa. I was like studying it, dude. I was like studying it, and then I started like grabbing my fingers, dude, and pulling them back, like trying to like almost kind of breaking them. I was trying to break my fingers, and I'm like, how come this doesn't hurt? Like I was really asking myself, man, that's crazy. This doesn't hurt. Like I was like, and I kept bending them back, trying to break them, and I remember that's one of the things I remember. Then the next thing I remember,
Oh, did you have your arm
uh,
with you? The one that was detached? You brought it with you?
yeah, I was carrying it in my lap. Like I was
Okay.
playing with
Oh,
it, dude. Like
yeah.
I had it in my lap. My stepdad was to my left, driving me to the hospital. We didn't even call the ambulance. We just got in the car and started driving. We were in Papillion, Nebraska, in like farm. Like it was not that deep. We're probably like a good 15 minutes, maybe a good 15 minutes. The more that I talk about it, it's pretty freaking amazing, dude. Because dude, I fucking completely like severed an artery, dude, and I didn't fucking bleed out, and it was a 15-minute drive. So I never really sit down and think about this.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's crazy, dude. But so yeah, so we're driving. I was playing with it. That's what she said. I'm just kidding. But so we get out of the car. I grab my arm. I'm carrying it. I was carrying it like a baby, kind of. You know, it's pretty heavy. And then I remember the first thing, one of the memories I have, the core ones. The next one that I have, I was going in and out, not in and out, but it was like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I was not passing out for some reason. I was completely wide awake. That's the weird part. Like the whole time I was wide awake, but I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure the reason why I was able to do and carry myself the way I did through this whole experience is because that whole year that I was in the military asylum, like that place broke me in every shape, way, and form. Like especially with like your pain receptors, they break those, dude, every single day, dude. You get me? And it's all shapes, dude, in all ways. Your muscles, like key points, like everything. Like the thing that hurt the most in that military asylum, that hurt the most. You got hit a few times a day, dude. Because if it wasn't your fault, it was somebody else's fault. But the thing that you got the most and it hurt the least, and that shit fucking hurts a shitload. They had a paddle, you know, that made out of wood,
Hmm.
and then they would make you put your palm if it was really bad, both hands, but like throughout the day, if it was something stupid, like if you were in class and you were talking or something, or like you're in a group and somebody didn't fucking shut the fuck up, then everyone got hit in that group, and then like you had to put your palm, your fingertips, all it, like you know how when Italian is saying that it's good, you know, and they put their fingers all together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like chest kiss, yeah. You put them like that, and then they hit you with a paddle, and then you didn't feel your fingertips for the rest of the day, just from the first hit, dude.
Wow.
Because they will hit you hard. You get me?
Yeah.
So that was the thing that hurt the least. And I guess we'll get into that. If we have enough story, I'll give you more details about the military asylum. But I'm talking about, I guess, how I became a left arm amputee, right? And then, so I walked in. I remember as soon as the hospital doors opened, because like I said, I was in shock, but I was carrying my arm, and I knew that I couldn't fall asleep, because if I fell asleep, like, yeah, I might not make it. And then, yeah, the doors open, and I remember seeing the shock, like people. I see, like, there was kids, obviously, there was people in the lobby, and I remember seeing their faces, dude. Can you imagine, like, some kid walks in the hospital and he's carrying his arm,
Yeah.
and like obviously the muscles, you can see the bone. Oh, another thing that I saw, dude, the way that your bones are like fucking white. Like it was crazy, dude. I was noticing everything, dude. Like looking at the muscle, like the muscle fibers all torn, like and the way that your bones look, dude. It was trippy. But anyway, sorry. Uh, so yeah, I walked in there, and the people were like shocked. And then anyway, fast forward, I don't remember much more after that. Just walking through the hallways, and then they put me in right away. Obviously, like I didn't go through I didn't have to give them my name and tell them. Like they put me straight into like a room, and then they put me in bed. And then the last thing I remember, it was just telling them to like kill me. Like I was like telling them, like I was cursing at them too. Like I was like, I don't know why the heck I was cursing at him, dude. I don't know why, because I wasn't really a cursor, but I was like telling him like to hurry the fuck up, or just to like kill me already, or just take the pain away, or just let me go, all the stupid shit, And then yeah, after a while, like they put me out. I remember, and that's the yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm trying to think more details from the hospital, but no, I just remember waking up. And
did they tell you right away that they couldn't save your arm?
I don't know, dude. I told them to put me out. It was like excruciating pain. After they put me out, dude, I woke up, and the next time I woke up, I was like my mom was next to me, obviously. That's the first thing I saw, and I was already wrapped in the whole like cat, like thing, and like I had a tube coming out of it where like the blood will come out. And yeah, and then I sat in the hospital, I think for like it was quick, dude. I don't know, it was not that long, maybe like a week, or not even that long, maybe 3-4 days. And then I might be wrong, dude.
That's okay.
And then yeah, dude, I sat in my house. I think I healed for like a month. And the crazy part is that I told you that I was bad, even before I lost my arm. Even though my mom brought me here, I got bullied. I got scared straight because I didn't want to go back to the asylum, right? It was an awful place. So I was bad still, but did not want to go back. And all that they did in the military asylum is like, they got me more angry than anything. Like it made me hate my mom as well, because I did not deserve to be in that school, like I was not doing drugs, and like, and I hated my mom, dude, until I became a father, dude. That's when the fucking hate went away, dude. And I was able to understand why she did what she did. But for a long time, dude, that completely destroyed our relationship, dude. Because I would beg her to, like, when she go visit me, I would beg her to take me out, like beg her, crying, like, and I was not a crier, dude. I'm telling you, like, I was the baddest fucking kid in my block. Like I've, yeah, I almost said too much. That was bad, dude. And I liked fighting. I enjoyed it. At first, obviously, you start just by defending yourself, but then you enjoy it. You get me? Like, I would have fucking done great. I would have been famous in UFC, dude, if I wouldn't have lost my arm. I can tell you that much. Like that, off the bat, with some good training, I would have made it far. Because, well, here's how it goes. The story, like, and then before I lost my arm, I was a really troubled kid, dude. I hated my mom because she put me in the military asylum. And then when I got to the U.S., I didn't know how to speak English, blah, 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 all that. You're a minority, So obviously that by itself, I didn't know how to speak English. I'm a minority. My mom I could only dress me from Goodwill. clothes, so I wore like, and she used to fucking dress me with the fucking preppiest fucking clothes, dude. Like a sweater with my collars sticking out, and the sweater had one of those fucking weird ass pictures with a wolf in it,
Oh,
was
you were
staring
asking
into
to be
that bit.
picked on, yeah.
Yup. He was like literally setting me up, dude. Fuck. And the craziest part of that, think about it, dude. I'm over there like I came from the craziest, but before that was before the like terrorism, like was the thing, or the government brought it. You made it a thing. You know what I mean? I don't want to say too much, but the point is, before that, Mexico City was the worst city in the world, dude, to live in. It had the most crime, everything. You get me? Like I got stories, dude. My mom had her finger broken one time. We're at a bus stop, waiting for a bus stop, and they kind of try to kidnap me. That I remember vividly, dude. So this day, my mom's finger's crooked, dude, from that day that she fought so hard to keep, like, so they wouldn't take me. Like a grown ass dude was trying to like take me because I was gonna end up like organs. You get me? That's what happens over there.
Yeah.
And that's why it was bad. And then so imagine this kid comes here, scared straight, and like dressing like that, with like literally fucking packing a six pack. Because I used to run every fucking 6 miles a day. Like they used to make us do excruciating workouts, dude. Like I'm telling you, dude, it was like literally militarily. Like there was the only difference is that you didn't serve. The training was the same. Everything was the same. The food, like everything, dude. Waking up at fucking 5 a.m, like cold water, shower, everything, dude. I'm telling you, they break every part of you, dude. Your mental, everything, your spirit. They make you beg, dude. Even the baddest kid, I was like one of the baddest kids to enter there. I feel like I was, like, mentality wise. And shit, dude, I was broken within like a couple of days, dude. Like, yeah, but then, yeah, anyway.
Well, it's understandable
So
why
yeah,
you have so much mental health and things now after all these years, because you've been through so much trauma. Like it's gotta add up. I mean, even though you're far removed from that shit, I'm sure you can't escape it.
I'm getting goosebumps, dude, because I never really talk about this, dude. Like, and as you were saying that, I was starting to understand myself a little more, dude, because I never sit here and talk about this. So you're right, dude. No wonder I'm so fucked up in the head. Like,
Yeah,
damn.
but I mean, you have a valid reason to. But the fact that you're still, I mean, look what you turned into, though. You turned into a good father. You turned into a good person. So, like, all in all,
That's
like,
God, though,
yeah. But I mean, but you play a part in it too. You still have to do a lot of the work, and
for sure.
you fought through all that. Like, cause you if I'm sure if you looked at the course of your life, you were probably headed for either death or prison. But
I was for sure headed that way. Like,
yeah,
there's no way around it. That when I think of when I lost my arm, you know how people ask why me? Like ever since I lost my arm, dude, not once did I ask myself why. Like I knew exactly why. Like because I had been bad too, dude. I'm telling you, like even the fact that like I told you that when I left that day and I ended up in the military or something the next day, to this day I don't know what happened to those kids, dude. You get me?
yeah,
Like to those two, dude, because they were gonna kill me, dude. You feel me? Like I was fighting for my life. It was like they were gonna kill me, dude. Like kids died every day like that over there. I
yeah.
seen people like hanging, dude, on my way to school, dude. Like literally, dude. When I was like, what? I think I was a good 9 years old at that time. I had to go through a park, and it was in the news, dude. The dude fucking got hanged, and all the kids that fucking walked to school that day through that area fucking saw him in the park, dude. They hanged him by the things.
Yeah, I'm sure you just got
Like
desensitized to that. Like that's just your normal day. It's what you see every day.
that's probably the worst thing I saw, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like, but like because my mom was one of those parents that gave me a whole bunch of extra chores, a whole bunch of extra homework, like so I wouldn't be out. You get me?
Mm.
And like, 'cause I'm telling you, she was single. My dad left me. Oh, that's another thing. I know I'm fucked up because of that, but I forgave him, man. And damn, dude, I just saw something the other day that kind of like hit me right in the feels that said, hug your mom and forgive your dad. And I feel like I forgave him, but damn, it doesn't feel like it, do you? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that one right now.
No, I
It's
got you.
irrelevant because
Yeah.
I'm getting distracted,
No, you're
from
fine. You're
the main
fine. You're
topic.
fine, brother. I get it. You're good, man. Don't worry.
Nah, but yeah, you're right. You're right. I never sat down and talked to someone like about, you're right, mental health and I mean you watch videos every day and you talk to people that in your close to close world, but like I feel like don't a lot of there's every time I tell people this, even though I'm pretty sure you didn't go through a lot of the things I went through. You have your own. You can understand, dude, because the traumatic events, everything that we've gone through, dude, that by itself is freaking crazy, dude. And only someone that has gone through that kind of like sorrow and despair. You told me you're a make a wish kid, dude. That's deep, dude. You don't meet someone like that every day and get to talk to them, dude.
Yeah,
Like you get
fair
me?
enough.
They make it to make a wish for a reason. So that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
your
Never thought of
story
that,
is
but that's
deep.
true. Yeah,
Oh, that's
no.
dude.
Yeah, I
You should
mean,
definitely make a video about that.
I will. Um,
But sorry.
I mean, we talked about it the other day. It's like, we were meant to meet each other, right? Like, and we come from two different countries. We're two different ethnicities. We're two different, our disabilities are different, and so on and so on. But there,
Yeah,
you can find the parallels in things, and there's a lot of similarities too. And we're both fighters, man, in our own ways. And
yeah,
I think for you and I both, one thing that's very similar is I think for most of our lives we've had to physically or mentally fight throughout our lives, and we got to this point, and now is when we're trying to pick up the pieces. Now we're trying to learn about ourselves and heal and figure out what the fuck actually happened to us. But up until
where did
this
it break?
point, yeah, but up until this point,
Yeah,
it's all we've done is fight because that's the only thing we were ever good at. It's one of the only things that we knew. It's just fight or flight. We don't know how to fly away. We just fight, and we just keep going and we
yeah.
keep going. And it's like, yeah, man, they took my eyesight, they took your arm, and it's like, whatever. I got another. I got a little bit of sight left. I got one more arm left. Like you just keep going until you got nothing left, and it got us this
And not
far.
just that. That by itself, it's for us. But I think the same way that you said that, for a reason. Like I feel it might not seem like it right now, but and I'm not even talking about myself, dude. I think your story is crazier, dude, than mine. Um, it doesn't matter who's crazier or not, but like I feel like our stories, maybe mine more, I could be more motivational, but yours is more about like you're a miracle, dude. You're literally a walking miracle. So that by itself, like your story is gonna help a lot, dude. It's not even about us, dude. The way I think about it, the reason why I'm doing TikTok, I want to like motivate people to be like, hey, dude, that dude has one arm, and I'm in my fucking couch eating Doritos, dude, just wasting my life away. That dude has one arm, and he's over there like doing this and trying that,
Yeah,
like not sitting down. And while I'm doing all this too, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm kind of going through a little heartbreak. So that by itself, then you add the everyday like lows of everyone's lives. Then you add your condition. You add. I mean, I'm not gonna call mine a condition, dude. I just don't even look at myself like that. But there's a lot of people that can't deal with that, dude. Like if they lose an arm, especially at a I've heard or I've seen and I've gotten told that when people go through something like, let's just say, if someone got you the disease that they got at your age, that's enough to destroy them. They can't come back from that, even if they came back physically, mentally, you get what I mean?
yeah,
Like adults cannot withstand. There's like if an adult lost their arm, it's not the same mindset as a kid. You get me? A kid's like, okay, well, life's still going on. I'm still got to play. I still got to learn. But when an adult loses a limb or they go through like a car crash or lose, especially an eyesight, dude. I've been sitting there, dude, ever since I met you, and I was look. I don't really like talking, especially. I guess I'm gonna be transparent. I don't mind talking about my mental health, but I'm really private about it. You get me? I
yeah.
am.
That's fine.
But I guess I don't care, dude. But uh, I guess not care this time. When we met, dude, it was probably one of the freaking worst weeks in a while, dude. And I don't really have those because I have God in my life, so it's kind of hard to have those weeks because at the end of the day, even if you have in the fall, the sky's falling like apart, dude, or everything's falling apart, or falling down the sky, whatever. Uh, you when you have God in your life, or at least know of God, like you always have that faith and that hope. So, and especially if it's strong, dude, I'm telling you, everything could be falling apart, and you'll be fine. You'll be like, okay, it sucks, but it'll be all right. And that week, those two couple of days, and it's weird because you said this past couple of days, dude, I was stuck. Like when I don't take medication for my ADHD, so when I get in my head, dude. I get stuck.
Yeah.
like stuck. Like, and it sucks, dude. And I remember when you snapped me out of it, dude. I saw, and I'm sorry, dude. It's gonna sound almost like awful, and it's not even like that,
No, you're
but
good, man. You're good. Don't worry
like
so
just
much.
seeing because you were struggling that day, and I saw you in pain, and like that day you reminded me, even though like I mean, I don't know, I'm not gonna say I have helped you or anything, but my goal that day, I was supposed to go to work, and I sat down, and like I don't know, dude, I don't know. I don't know if you noticed, but I was just writing you, like just trying to see if I could figure out something that would just boost your spirit for a second there, like or do something, because I could tell that you were going through it, and then and and we shouldn't do this, but sometimes it does help. It does help because I put myself in your shoes. We shouldn't do this because everybody does it, and it does help. I'm not gonna lie. That whole, and that's why you're gonna be an icon, not an icon, but you could be a motivational speaker, and me too, because people tend to think like, oh man, they tend to feel better. It's not, and that's not why. That's why I'm saying sorry, because it's not like that, and I don't want you to take it like that. But people tend to feel better, and this is the wrong way to look at life. To be honest, it's a good way. It's not a bad way, but it's the wrong way because people think to feel better about themselves when people have it worse. You get what I mean?
Yeah, but it makes you. I mean, I get it though, but it
It
makes you
helps.
appreciative because it's like, yeah, like I'm grateful that I have two arms, dude. I know you're grateful that you have your vision. So whatever helps
And
get
it
you through
did.
the day, man. Whatever.
I forgot the why. It's not wrong, like you get me, but there's better ways to look at it. There's
Sure.
a whole another way around it where if you look at it a different way, it's even better. I forgot, dude. I try to like you said, we sit there and try to study ourselves in our brains and like what's going on. Sometimes when we're like, especially if you're stuck in your head, you got plenty of time.
Yeah.
But like, but yeah, man, that day I got in your shoes, dude, and I literally, the minute I got off the thing with you or the live, I got off my ass, dude, and I had been stuck for 2 days, dude. So like, I was like, shit, dude, like I need to get my ass out because like that is my purpose. I'm wasting my life away, even if it was a couple of days. I'm wasting the last two of my 2 days. I wasted away where I could have been doing something, even if it's for myself. But I do try to help people as much as I can, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into that, but
Yeah.
like that day my purpose was just to give you a word of I don't know, like just of encouragement, dude, and you did that to me on one of your worst days without even trying. That's what I was trying to tell you, dude. I
Yeah.
don't know if you realize that.
I
And
mean,
I
yeah, we
tried it.
helped each other, and I know what you're trying to say because I think sometimes when you try to take on other people's pain, you get too close, and it's like it's not like you lost your sight, but you take on the emotional part of it, and
Dude, I fell for it,
it
dude. And
drains you.
and you know how people call themselves empaths? I don't know if that's a thing, but
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if that might be it.
But it's worse
But
when
yeah,
you
I felt it,
can't.
dude.
It's worse when you can't do anything about it, right? Like I would imagine it'd be even worse for you, like if it was your son, right? Like what can you do about it? Like you're like, screw it, I lost an arm. But like if you see your son lose an arm, it's like it's way worse because you're like, I feel the pain, but I also feel the emotional pain, and I can't do shit about it. And
Exactly. And that
yeah,
day I felt like that, dude. And it made me. And then I swear, dude, like, remember how I told you, like, we're gonna get now personal, cause, like, I usually, like, I've never gone through like financial problems. Like, I told it straight up, dude. Like, I live pretty good, and I'm not rich or anything, but I
right,
make
right.
a good amount of money because I work in high end. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, that day I wanted dude, I swear, I wanted. At first, I was trying to tell you whatever I could just to make you feel better. Like you just meet some people where you feel like, man, dude, I could do something in this life. Even if, and then remember how I told you? Then when I realized that you talked about that it was financial.
Yeah,
Usually, when things like that happen, I wish I could have done more. And I'm like, it made me snap out of it. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck am I talking about? I can do more. I'm like, what the heck? Like, cause I can, dude. Like, you'll see. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Ever since we talked, dude, I snapped out of it and I got off my ass. Dude. Just within a few days, dude, I
awesome.
completely fixed my situation, dude. Where I was telling you about,
Yeah, good.
and I've been stuck like that for 3 months, dude. Like,
Yeah,
you get me?
yeah.
Like sometimes you have enough. I've had enough for a while, but I couldn't snap out of it. And seeing you reminded me of my purpose, and seeing you, I don't even think you see your purpose yet as big as it is, but you have a huge purpose, dude. You're gonna, you're yeah, dude. You're gonna You're gonna. Like, I feel like you have the power to like, especially. There's not a lot of people that give the what do you call it the what do you call it? Man, I forget some words sometimes. When you talk about God and you give him the credit.
Uh-huh.
You've given him the credit a couple times already, and a lot of people are afraid to talk about God. So that by itself, man, I know for a fact your story is gonna impact a lot of people, dude. I'm telling you, this is gonna sound fucked up, dude, but I'm literally talking to a Make a Wish kid at one point. You know how crazy that is?
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing. You should literally make something out of that. Maybe a title. I know it sounds messed up, but dude, that's how it is in TikTok, dude. People make hooks and stuff like that, or like things so people you could attract attention. But dude, you should definitely make a detailed video. And even if you don't remember, it's like me. I don't remember my arm. I'm not gonna make a story about it, but I might, and it might help someone. You get me? It might not. It might, or at the very least, it might grab someone's attention, entertainment enough to where they get to the part where I tell them, hey, if I can do this, you can do it too. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And your story is, if I can go through this and still have the fucking strength to want to be alive and do good and help people and become an icon of faith, of hope, and after everything you've gone through, dude, I'm telling you, I lost an arm, but I cannot. I put myself in your shoes, and I was like, "Damn, dude, if I don't know if I'll be as I don't think I would be able to do anything of the things I did if I would lose my arm. I mean, my eyesight. You get me?
Yeah.
So like, I don't think it's all, dude. So that's what I mean. Like, that by itself, I was like, man, dude, it made me snap out of it. But I'm like, dude, you know how people like they're like, oh man, dude, like, what am I talking about? Like, there's a lot of, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of your videos, people talk about like, man, and I'm complaining, and I complain about life. Have you ever gotten any of those comments?
Yeah, well, I get a lot of people feeling sorry for me too, and I'm like, no, man, like I live a pretty good life. It's not perfect yet. I mean, it may never be perfect, but you know what I mean. But like,
No, but they feel sorry about themselves because they feel like trash because they're
yeah,
over there complaining about not having enough money for the PS5. You get me?
yeah,
And that's what I'm trying to say. So like that day you snapped me out of it, and ever since that day I've been doing something for myself, but without even, I don't know how I got to this, but the point is, you were already helping people, dude, and you helped me on one of the darkest days I had in a while. I don't know why. Well, it is. We could go into this. I don't want to talk about that right now. Maybe more privately.
yeah,
But
sure,
like, I mean, obviously, it's always a woman too. It's always a girl.
yeah,
I'm just kidding, or a guy. I mean, nowadays, just
whatever
kidding.
you're into, yeah,
But you never know. But no, but yeah, dude, that's part of that. I'm heartbroken. Been heartbroken for a while. I love hard, and I'm in love with this woman that I'm not gonna be with because, and the worst part is that I could have been with her and I chose not to because as a father, dude, I have to teach my son how to carry yourself correctly and have the boundaries that a woman should cross, or how you should treat, or the things that you should do in a relationship. And that by itself, like, plus I went from a life of being a drunk, smoking weed every day, just drinking every day, to completely being sober. And that was recently, but back then when I was younger, I even did, coke. I did coke. I did harder stuff, and yeah, man, I came back from all that. And I'm telling you how I got distracted, but maybe I'll go back into the whole story about the arm thing, but the whole fighting, dude. I'm telling you, I've been in it. I was well, I guess I'll finish that story a little bit because it does kind of matter because that's where it kind of went bad too. But it's crazy because this is how bad it was. I'm gonna go back into that, dude. I got distracted. It's gonna be one of those podcasts that, man, people are gonna just go away because they don't even know what the fuck is going on. Hey, but so let's go back to the moment where so yeah, like, so remember I told you I lost my arm, right?
mm-hmm,
This is how bad I was, dude. This is how troubled and fucked up in the head I was. And this is how bad my lifestyle was too. When I lost my arm, even though I had been scared straight and I went from getting bullied to being the F out of a whole bunch of everyone that started bullying me, I got tired. I got expelled literally the first day of seventh grade, no, ninth grade. Yeah, from the high school right away from that. And it was bad. Anyway, the point is, dude, the first day of school, right after, remember I told you I recovered for 30 days
Yeah.
after I lost my arm. The first day of school, since I was a bad kid and I was obviously I wasn't, not obviously, but I was a gang. I was in a gang. That's a whole nother story for another time. I don't even want to get into that story because it's
Yeah.
almost stupid, dude, and it's embarrassing. You get me?
Yeah.
Anyone that's grown, that came from a gang, that actually was in a gang and understood at a young age without freaking losing their soul, that there's nothing into that and it's a stupid ass brotherhood, like it's fake, then they're gonna be embarrassed to talk about that. They'll never talk about it unless they have to. You get what I mean?
Right.
So I'm not gonna add too much into that. But yeah, like dude, the first day that when I came back in my I think my stitches were still not even out completely yet. And like I got in a fight, dude. Like, and it was a winning like fight. It wasn't like, it was like a heat of the moment. Like at the end of the day, like we agreed to it and we walked like all the way like to towards like an apartment complex and we fought right there, dude, with one arm. And I'm not gonna lie, dude, I could say I lost the fight, but that dude, like yeah, I lost the fight. It was probably one of my only losses, the fights. Actually I got two losses. Obviously I'm not professional, but two good losses that I could say I lost. That was the first one, but obviously the minute I started hitting him, because I knew how to fight and kick and everything, but he put me in a headlock and that's not how the fight ended. And I told him that's why you brought me all the way over here just to like hug me. But anyway, but yeah, dude, but that's crazy, dude. You get me? Like I lost my arm and like the same day I went back to school, like people wanted to fight me, And after that, guess what? I had to like stand my ground and I started fighting again, dude. And it didn't stop, dude. I actually like even in high school, dude. Like I think my last fight, I think I was in 12th grade. That was the last time I fought, and I fought at a Taco Bell parking lot, like at 2 a.m. in the morning. That's a long story, but I'm telling you, I've been a fighter, dude. I love UFC. My son loves it. We spar every day. We wrestle. I've been training this kid since he was 7. I'm not professional, dude, but they did teach me a thing or two in the military side of them, and they teach you how to fight with katanas. Like dude, I'm not gonna lie. By the time I got out, it was pretty exciting, dude. Yeah, I liked it. I liked dressing in the uniform. They taught us how to do flips, how to fight. I mean, I guess everything, dude. Like how to maintain your body, survive, make a fire, everything.
So what like?
And then,
so what made you actually like turn yourself around?
Dude, I don't think you have enough time. Shit, dude. That's what I was telling you. That's why I got distracted earlier. You think that I learned, dude, but no, dude. I got worse, dude. I've experienced death, and that could be a podcast by itself, dude. People have told me, every person that I've told the story to, and the only reason I tell them to is because I feel like it's a testimony of God, not of me. It's more than anything of God and His grace. But I died, dude. Like I've experienced death, and I could give you details, dude. Like details, and like I was there for a while, dude. It wasn't like I was there quick. Like I was only gone maybe for maybe a couple minutes in my physically, you get me? Because I was on my way to the hospital. But like I was there for a while, dude. I was there long enough to relive my sins from the age of 5 all the way to when I died. And dude, that first sin that I did when I was 5, I had already forgave myself and forgotten about it. You understand? So like I was, what I lived, dude, for a while. I thought I was maybe like a trip or something, but it wasn't, dude. Like I thought it was, dude. I was lost. You think that after, and then you think, look, when that happened, when people say, "Oh, I died and I got another chance," and I felt like that when I came back to life, dude. I felt heaven for 2 seconds. I felt it. Didn't smell it. Didn't hear it. Didn't see anything. I did see a super bright light, dude. Like, and it was it was a feeling, an unmanageable feeling, dude, of happiness, love, everything good, dude, all at once, dude. Your first kiss. The first time, your first girlfriend, your first toy, your first Christmas, everything, dude, all at once, times like unmanageable, or times an infinity. You get what I mean? Like you can't describe it with human words. I can't, at least.
Sure.
But that's the fucked up part about humans, dude. You think that once something like that happens to you and you get a second chance, you get better? Nah, dude. Like it fucked me up more than anything. I think that fucked me up more than the military asylum, more than anything I went through after that. Like seriously, like mentally, you get me?
Yeah.
Because after like for like 10 years, a good 11 years, I was walking around like the world wondering what the fuck happened to me and like where did I go and what did I see? Like, because I experienced so many things, dude. Like torment, and I was there for a while. Like, we could maybe talk about that some other time. I feel like
Yeah.
we might be running out of time. I don't know, like how long you have, and
Well,
my
let's
son's
we could
waiting for.
yeah, we could do another one. I just kind of want to get to like how you got to where you are today. So like I would assume having a kid changed some things for you, right?
That that was yeah. It did, but I'm telling you, dude, I was one of those pieces of shit, dude. There's no way around it, dude. I wasn't horrible. You get me? I've always been a good person. I've always had a pure heart. That I could tell you. I think that's the only reason God gives me some slack. You get me, or has given me some slack. And I shouldn't even say that, dude. He's been so good to me, dude. Like he's been so good to me. Like I should. Yeah, I don't deserve all the chances he's given me. So yeah, dude, like after that, you think you get second chances and stuff, and or if they have a kid, but no, dude, like I was lost for 11 years because that experience will scare you and make you wonder if everything is even worth it, what's important. Like after you die, dude, like you don't care about the same things anymore. And that I guess two things can happen. I guess you could get good, or it'll like help you automatically, or it'll fuck you up even worse. And you're gonna get, and I fucked up even worse. And after that, it affected my marriage. I was married, and like, yeah, that's another story. And then I guess the turning point where it had to be God, dude. I think that's the turning point. I didn't want to make it about God, dude. I didn't want to.
That's okay.
I love talking about God to everyone, but I think people are not ready to hear it from me, at least not yet. You get me?
That's fine.
Like I want to get people. You get what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like I have a goal set in mind for my walk in this and my TikTok, but I want to feel like yeah, I won't get into deep into that. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't want to make your podcast about God, but it is, dude. My story, there's no other way around it, dude. The one that turned me around was God, and it wasn't after that I died. It wasn't after I had my kid. It gradually happened, and I was not the worst dad in the world, but I mean, my dad left me, dude. I didn't feel love. My mom was too busy to love me. She loved me every second that she could, but she was too busy to love me. You get me? She was surviving. So, and she was broken, dude. Like broken. Like I heard my mom cry every single day until the age of freaking 12, dude. Like because my dad abandoned us. And that by itself fucking broke my heart every fucking day.
Yeah.
And she thought, and it's like that. Like parents think that you can't hear them when they're crying behind closed doors, but you can hear them, dude. You know, kids know. Even if we can't hear them, we know. But I'm not even a kid anymore. But yeah, so I guess yeah, turning point, I would say God, dude. But like yeah, dude. I think some days and I felt and it was a feeling, dude. I'm the kind of person that I believe when I see. I like I have to see it or feel it, and I had to feel it, dude. And it's stupid because you get me? Like I freaking died, dude, and he showed it to me. He brought me back from death. Like I have details about that story, dude, where he like it was him. There's no way around it. Like it was him, and I did die. Like there's proof. There's so many. Before when that happened to me, I had no idea how that happened and what happened to me. But now, as an adult, 34 years old, I have all the answers now, and I believe it, dude. You know, like there's too much proof out there of. It's called Hades, dude. There's a place called Hades. Some religions, for example, Catholics know it as the purgatory. Mm-hmm. Some people in the Bible it talks about this dark place where there's nothingness, you know. And I came to find out that it's all about. There is levels to this, dude. It's stupid. It sounds dumb, but there is levels to I guess the afterlife. Like you could be good, you could be or like really bad, and you go straight to hell, dude. And after I died, my air conditioning guy is the first seed that he planted when he gave me answers 11 years later when he was fixing my AC. And somehow he was carrying a freaking CD that talked about like the kid that made a movie about. It's called Heaven is for Real. This kid that died when he was like little kid, dude, and met his sister that had passed away before he was even born. Met his grandfather that died before he was even born. That there was a guy that got stung by 5 jellyfish. It takes one to kill you. The kind that stung him, he got stung by 5. And that dude just happened to have those CDs with him and have all the answers that I had been looking for. That scared me the fuck out of. Like, my wife used to ask me to have more babies. That experience when I died, everything that I lived in there, down there, wherever I was, and experienced, it scared me to. I didn't want to have more babies, dude. Like, I didn't want to have. I didn't want to bring more kids to the world, so I didn't. And that was one of the reasons my marriage went downhill, dude. Like, I'm telling you, dude. Like, people think when they die and they get a second chance, it's all flowers and rainbows and you know, I got a pocket full of sunshine comes on and that song. Nah, dude. Like, some people, they go darker. You get me? It's scary, dude. And I think it becomes scary when you don't have answers. And I feel like a lot of those answers come from God. And I know for a fact God is the one that kept you alive, dude. And God is going to when you're ready, dude. You'll know when you're ready. Like you said, I saw your earlier, I think, or your video, or you said it earlier that you know that your blessing's coming, and it is. I think that's what even met me. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna be the one blessing you, but everything's falling into place, dude. Even for me, dude. I've been struggling for 3 months, dude, financially. And hold on, this is a crazy story, dude. I'm gonna make it short. I've been struggling. I've been struggling for the past 3 months, dude. And I lost a good 30 grand in the past 4 months, dude. And a lot of that, at least 80% that I lost was helping people, dude. And I'm not going to go into details. I'm never going to say names. I'm never going to say what I did. But my son knows. I don't know if he's listening, but God knows that I lost that money at a good will, you know. It was a few people accumulated, but it was through a refining moment where God was like, and I'm not one of those crazy persons, dude. I swear I'm not religious. It was one of those moments where God like tells you to put the other cheek, dude. And I had to lose that money. I had to go through all that. Like, I literally had to go through all that. So that's why when we were talking the other day, I was like, I was mad. Like, I've been mad lately, dude. Not mad, but like frustrated to where like, I'm like, damn, dude. Like, I even sit here sometimes and talk to my son. I'm like, I don't ask why, but I'm like, damn, dude, it's not fair. It's not, and we're not talking about when I help someone. Usually when I help someone, dude, Andrew's always around, dude. My son, that's his name, and he's seeing the world for what it is. That's the only thing that's coming out of this, but it's heartbreaking, dude, because he's watched people step on me for the past fucking 4 months, dude, while all I did was bless him, and where they at now, you know? And like I said, I'm not mad about it. It hurts. I'm not hurt about the money because money comes and goes. And when you understand that money is just a tool and you have God in your life, it rains on you, dude. Especially when you're selfless, you know, it rains. It does. There's no way around it, dude. When you understand money is a tool, it becomes nothing. And it comes to your life like effortless. The more that you care about money, the harder it is to achieve and get it. Ask anyone that, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do it right, obviously, dude. There's people that sell their souls, and obviously, dude, and right. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, of course.
then it gets easy there. But yeah, dude. I guess we could talk about it some other time.
Yeah,
more
we'll do
into
another
detail,
one, man. Well, we'll wrap up here.
We'll do another one.
We'll do another one down the road. I just wanted to get you on for first time, and then we'll go from there. But
yeah, I thought we were supposed to ask me questions. I just fucking went all out. I'm sorry, dude.
No, I don't have any format. I just, wherever it goes, it goes. Sometimes I also, like, I say this, I've said this before, like, sometimes you got to know what role to play as a friend. And then, you kind of were just going off. And I think it was like, there was a point where I'm like, oh, I think he just wants to be able to get this shit out. And maybe it'll feel better for him.
I was venting, dude.
Yeah, so.
I was venting, and I'm telling you, like, my ADHD, dude, I don't take medication, dude. People, for the type of ADHD I got, it's like a pretty heavy one, dude. Like, people, like, it's a kind of like crippling one. You get me? When you can't control it, it takes a whole your whole day. And like, cause I have OCD too, but the minute I can control it, it's good. You get what I mean? But when it's bad and I'm fucking getting evicted, I'm like getting my water turned off, dude. Like, in those 4 months, I was sitting without water for 5 days, dude. You know, like, and I've never in my adult life have experienced that, because that's one of my priorities in life, dude. I'm a provider, and I'm supposed to always have food on the table and a roof, and amenities for my family, whoever my family is, if I'm dating someone or my son, whatever it is. And dude, that's fucking so nasty, dude, to feel that for the first time in your life when you're over there sitting around like fucking cars. Because I do have a few vehicles. Like it's awful, dude.
Yeah,
And it wakes you up and it makes you like it humbles you, dude.
I bet.
It really humbles you.
I bet,
So
my friend. Well, let's wrap up here, buddy. I really appreciate you
I'm
coming
glad.
on, man.
I'm glad. Like I said, I met you, dude, and we'll talk more privately about other stuff that I've been meaning to talk to you about. So if you want to just cut the podcast like short, because I've been wanting to talk to you about their stuff, dude.
All right,
And
yeah,
like,
guys. We'll wrap up here, and we'll see you guys next week, man. See you guys.